Imagine being sentenced to death for making money. Not stealing it. Not robbing a bank. Not taking it from anyone. Simply creating it. For thousands of years, counterfeit money terrified kings, emperors, governments, and entire nations. Because money has a strange secret. Its value does not come from gold, silver, paper, or ink. Its value comes from trust. The moment people stop trusting money, trade begins to slow, markets become unstable, and economies start to weaken. And that problem began much earlier than most people realize. More than 2,500 years ago, in the ancient Greek world, someone came up with a dangerous idea. What if a cheap coin could be made to look valuable? Instead of using solid silver, counterfeiters produced coins from inexpensive metals such as copper. Then they coated the surface with a thin layer of silver. To an ordinary buyer, the coin looked genuine. At first, the trick worked. Merchants accepted the coins. Goods were exchanged. The counterfeiters became richer. But eventually, people discovered the deception. And something unexpected happened. People stopped trusting the coins in circulation. Every transaction became a question. Was the coin real? Or was it fake? The problem was no longer the value of a single coin. The problem was the loss of confidence. Ancient rulers quickly understood the danger. A counterfeit coin could damage an entire economy. As a result, many governments introduced severe punishments for counterfeiters. In some places, the crime was considered so serious that offenders faced execution. The Romans took the threat even more seriously. To them, counterfeit money was not simply fraud. It was an attack against the state itself. Because every coin carried the authority of Rome. Creating a fake coin meant challenging that authority. As centuries passed, counterfeiters did not disappear. They adapted, they improved, and they became increasingly skilled. Throughout medieval Europe, secret workshops operated behind closed doors. Hidden furnaces melted metal. Illegal molds produced counterfeit coins. Skilled craftsmen copied official designs with remarkable accuracy. Governments fought back. Public punishments were often used as warnings. The message was simple. If people could no longer trust money, society itself would suffer. Yet despite every effort, counterfeiters continued their work. Then history introduced a new challenge. Paper money. For centuries, precious metals had been difficult to copy. But paper was different. Suddenly, criminals no longer needed gold or silver. They needed ink, paper, and printing skills. Counterfeit banknotes began appearing in growing numbers. Once again, governments found themselves in a race against counterfeiters. Every new security feature inspired a new attempt to defeat it. And this battle led to one of the most important innovations in financial history, the watermark. A hidden image embedded inside the paper itself. When held against the light, the image became visible. For ordinary people, it was a simple way to verify authenticity. For counterfeiters, it became a major obstacle. Soon, additional protections appeared. Special paper, unique printing techniques, microscopic details, complex patterns, features designed specifically to expose fakes. But the story did not end there. Eventually, counterfeit money became something even more dangerous. A weapon. Governments realized that fake currency could be used against enemy nations. If enough counterfeit money entered an economy, trust could collapse. Prices could become unstable. Financial systems could weaken. And during the Second World War, this idea became reality. Nazi Germany launched one of the largest counterfeiting operations in history. The objective was simple but terrifying. Produce enormous quantities of counterfeit currency. Flood enemy economies. Undermine confidence. Create financial chaos. Millions of forged banknotes were produced. Many were so convincing that even experts struggled to identify them. The operation demonstrated a frightening truth. Sometimes counterfeit money is not created for profit. Sometimes it is created for war. After the war, countries around the world invested heavily in security technology. Modern banknotes became far more sophisticated. Today, every banknote contains multiple layers of protection. Watermarks, microprinting, security threads, color-shifting ink, holograms, ultraviolet features visible only under special light. Hidden elements that most people never notice. Yet the battle continues. For every new defense, counterfeiters search for a new weakness. For every technological improvement, someone attempts to copy it. The conflict has lasted for centuries. And it shows no sign of ending. Here in this museum, counterfeit coins and forged banknotes sit quietly behind glass. They look harmless, almost ordinary. But each one tells a story of deception, risk, and ambition. A story of criminals trying to imitate value. And governments trying to protect trust. Because in the end, the true value of money was never in the metal. Never in the paper, never in the ink. Its value has always lived somewhere else. In the belief that it is real. In the confidence that others will accept it. In the trust shared between millions of people. And for thousands of years, counterfeiters have tried to steal that trust. Today, the battlefield is changing once again. Digital payments are replacing cash. Online transactions move across the world in seconds. New forms of money are emerging. But the fundamental question remains exactly the same. Can people trust it? Because whether the money is made of silver, paper, plastic, or pure data, trust is still the most valuable currency of all.